Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all my friends on the Earth ship. Welcome to my Sunday Fun Day, a little time I reserve every week, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, for the discussion of being the alchemist of your own life. Welcome. I'm Cindy Carter. I'm an intuitive, an artist, an energy healer, and a spirit consultant. This series of Alchemy podcasts each Sunday is a sequential learning opportunity to put together the powerful alchemy of aligned truth and your ability to align with your own truth. Last podcast, we talked about dismantling with care. When we see all our tendencies and all our expressions, and some of them, are not so pretty, not so attractive, not something you want to continue as it's no longer serving you in some way, well, sometimes we have to dismantle that. This is really something that's ready to be dismantled, whether it's a thought or an agreement or a relationship, whatever it may be. Deep societal constraints might hold us in an agreement or a relationship for too long. Then you get to decide if you would like to dismantle with the care of your soul. Dismantle with the care of compassion. With your spirit involved. With your compassion activated. You dismantle. This is also a favorite creation of mine at times. To dismantle, to build something new. Oftentimes we have to dismantle to build something new. So I, for one, have always sought the new thing. I like the new things. In all ways, I like new expressions and new creations, new relations and new lifestyles. This is a soul expressing life, not repeated patterns based in some built construct built by others' minds in, other bodies. We have to ask ourselves, does, our expressions include life? Does our life include life? Whatever it is I'm involved in, does it include creativity in some small way? Does it include some, self-expression or no self-expression? Does the activity you're involved in have any freedom involved for you? If it doesn't, how can you change that? Is there kindness included in your expression? Does your expression include giving? Then it might be time to feed the soul what it needs, to step out of the constraints and start, to embody. That's what the soul wants, to embody. It wants to really embody the best, the brightest, but allow the dark in you a place. But you get to decide as the alchemist that this portion of you, or many portions of you, can be embodied in a less destructive way. Having a relationship with the dark shadow aspects of yourself. This is a compassionate way of coming into alignment with yourself and receiving the full bounty of yourself. So this is today's subject, to embody the all. Now, I know some of you are like, oh my God, one of those oneness teachings. No, that's not where I'm going with that. To embody the all. While in the dismantling and the reorienting stage, this is a stage of spiritual alchemy where you're really aware of your surroundings. Sometimes a little hyper aware. Yikes. Like you're seeing what's happening with you, with your thoughts, with your ideas, with your, tendencies, with your unkind actions. And you may be seeing some really terrifying things in yourself. Well, here it is. This is the space, the terrifying place, where you get to use your spiritual focus and intention of the all. Because right up in your face it comes. You asked for a wider view of life in some way, either conscious or subconscious. To see your way clear of strife and suffering, this is the process for some. To see the ugly part of what happens with yourself and your shadow aspects. So some of you, in this podcast, I'm speaking to a lot of you that may be suffering some strife, maybe suffering some real downward negative attributes of life. And this is my way of assisting you out of it so that you can see a larger view by embodying the all. It's a stage of alchemy, It's where you get to see what's happening. All of it. The thoughts, so deep and so ugly in some people, these thoughts can range from, not wanting to be here on earth, or suicidal thoughts. I have dealt with that from some people this week that are in this stage. It happens. When the past timeline, the known timeline that you consciously remember of yourself and your past, it may look like a spiral downward into hell, and you see no way out of it. This is where the understanding of embodiment of the all comes in. Knowing how to be the alchemist of the energy within you as you embody the all. So let's go into what is the all. Well, for this discussion, I'll stay with the understanding of you as a multidimensional being here on earth. So I'm talking about the all of your own expression. That you are a soul that has had many expressions, many lives, many consciousness. Well, these are past and present and future. You have simultaneous lives as well as past lives and future lives. Well, how many lives are in your quantum time field? Hundreds, thousands? That's a lot. Well, that's not all the all. Let's keep going. Embodiment of the all of creation is allowing the expressions of yourself that have been forgotten, or hidden, or scraped away, rewired, denied. These expressions are begging your attention. So if you gathered all of your embodiments, your expressions, right here, in front of you, all the expressions of you through the trap of reincarnation to repeat all your suffering, all the expressions of death and demise, all the expressions of victimhood, they are equally there in this duality field of expressions of life and death. This is a reality. So the life you have not witnessed, not felt, or not embodied doesn't mean there's no such embodiment. You just haven't become the alchemist, the orchestrator of the song, and decided or made a choice to choose life and the song of life and move into a finer, more loving, more kind, and more healthful embodiment. To choose that the past expressions are not always you anymore. Because most people say, well, that's how it's been. That's how it goes. That's what I see. That's how I feel it. Like with a big old fat exclamation point at the end. Yeah, that's how it always has been. It's actually a quite lame expression. And some of you should really be over it by now, claiming the thing that doesn't help you. So, just being done with the expressions that bring you down. So, some of you are confused. What is an expression for this discussion? It's anything that comes out of you. Your thoughts, your ideas, your agreements, your understandings, your judgments, those kind of things. Expressions, life versions, consciousness agreements, expressing out of you your angst, your anger, your pain, your victim status. All the expressions that take over the goodness, the other side of the duality field that you are not experiencing somehow, Like you can't even see it or witness it because you're like so far deep into the suffering. You're not even seeing the light of day, the golden sunshine of your solar awareness, of your solar being. Not activating a choice. It's like I'm hearing some of your expressions now, like the ones standing in front of you. All of the embodiments standing in front of you. Okay, well that's pretty ugly, pretty nice, pretty sweet, pretty surly. There's some kind ones and some mean ones and some ogres and some angels. You know, all of you. All of your multidimensional aspects in front of you. Highs and lows of vibration in front of you as a wholeness of you. This is the embodiment of the all, witnessing the wholeness of you, dark to light. And it's like I'm seeing them come to you. And each one of them might want to explain their presence or never, but you know, it could go like this. Here's a little scenario. Follow me here. Like one of your expressions is standing in front of you. And it steps up and it says, hey, you over there. Talking to you. Have you not had enough of my anger at the world energy already? I mean, I'm only one of the expressions of you standing here in this field. And here you are giving me more time in your body than the other versions. I mean, I do like you and everything. And I look up to you. But here I am, that version of you that's so ugly, and you've chosen this as your embodiment. Whoa. You've kind of forgotten that part of you, like look over there in the field. That version of your expression is standing there, so grand and so magnificent that you don't even remember who you are. So I'm here to show you. I might be called anger. I come from your intergenerational influences, all the lives of anger built up as epigenetic markers on your cells that influences the energy centers as well as your cognitive mind. Well, it triggers me. I'm the anger. All that stuff triggers me. And then, you know, because you see me and you feel me, you just start like reinforcing me, giving me more time in your mind, in your body. Well, when you've had enough of my angry consciousness and my expressions of anger, perhaps you'll take charge of the alchemy and allow the others to express through you with more velocity. I mean, I'm only one life of yours, and it was kind of an ugly life. Back then, in the 1600s, with all the medieval low vibration of thought in a false timeline based in death. And, well, it's kind of time I took a different role in your embodiment. I see that the body is failing now that you've, chosen anger, chosen me. And sadness has taken over. Oh, who is that sadness expression again? Look across the field. There he is over there. Just pounding you with the energy of sad boy this and sad boy that. That one over there seems to have a constant flow in your life. And if you would just acknowledge him for what he is, his sadness, his trauma, and your compassion and forgiveness, well, that could activate the expression into a different trajectory or allow it to be with no influence over you. That's the alchemy. So what if I, the anger expression standing before you, and that one over there, the sadness one, what if we just, took a lesser role, left you for now? If you acknowledge and feel our presence and then make a decision how we'll no longer affect this life and this body at this time, but we will be around as a remembrance that you are in charge of activating our anger and our sadness, or not. It's a choice. It'll become easier and easier each day as you acknowledge all the expressions of us standing in the field here. Through your truthful eyes, as you look at all of us, all the versions of you. We're here in the field, standing before you as energy, as consciousness. Whenever you choose to bring the consciousness of an expression to the present moment, when you unearth us in your mind and your heart, we come front and center. It's you that's the activator of the consciousness within you. That makes you the responsible party. What are you activating? Because it's all here in the expressions of you, every bit of it. It's called duality. It's positive, negative. It's happening. What are you choosing? It might be time to choose to give us another role, a lesser role, so we could bow and say thank you. We honor the being that you are, the powerful compassion that comes from your heart, that activates the love to all your expressions. That's what the expressions are looking for. That's why they're there. Acceptance and boundaries are here for you. This is what compassion is, fierce compassion, to embody the all. So before or during or after the dismantling of your belief systems or the reacquaintance with your sadness or your yucky thoughts, your sequential nightmares, let's stop the spiral and come into the neutral state of awareness. Immediately. Stop looking at the sadness. That's how this works. See it. Acknowledge it. And give it a new role in your life. A lesser role. Lesser percentage of energy in your body. Lesser consciousness. Less influence. By taking charge and doing this for yourself, you're liberating a timeline of abuse and freeing the other versions of yourself to allow this embodiment to thrive. This is you seeing your wholeness in a field in front of you. The neutral state of observation. Knowing what you want to dismantle and how to do it in a loving space instead of a traumatic one. Focus and attention on neutral awareness. This is a whole subject that I could talk about for days, becoming the neutral observer of the expressions of yourself, how you interact with others. Are you fake and contrived? Just talking out of your mouth and you don't even know what's coming out? It's part of the matrix. Part of the matrix of thoughts and interactions that are automatic, that are never really truly you, never truly centered in your truth. Where each person comes from a core expression of the cumulative sum of your expressions. That means every being that you see in this field before you as your expressions, all the versions of you, your anger, sadness, magnificence, strength, power, all before you. That means that you are the cumulative sum of all of them. Not just the angry asshole in the back row. I mean, this self-loathing on the back row, it really needs a new voice, because hearing it come out of you is being brutal to yourself. So these negative expressions are one thing. So let's talk about the positive expressions. And I say this in those terms, positive, negative, as I see energy as science. And your body is a battery. So is the earth. We're trying to bring the electrical expressions of you into harmony. And everything I speak of is in relation to the body enlivening. So positive attributes of expression. Some of these, you people don't even know you aren't allowing them in. I mean, I see your beauty. I see your magnificence from other times and other places. That doesn't mean I don't see your ugly expressions. I see them all equally. This is you expressed as a multidimensional being. When will you see or feel in your heart that magnificence or the love expression for life itself? if these expressions in front of you elude you, then begin the idea of neutral awareness so you can see the whole picture of your life. There are expressions of you from cosmic fields, galactic sources, different sources of light and expression that are beyond your understanding and beyond this alignment that you know of into Christ consciousness, that we can't even begin to know our complete magnificence. But can you muster up the strength to unearth some of it for yourself? To know yourself as kind and loving to yourself, with kind thoughts and uplifting actions. No projections, no judgments. It is possible in a field of understanding that you are infinite. The infinite lives within the limited hologram expression of yourself. So if there's infinite lives within a limited expression, you need to unearth it. The hologram is like a matrix. And we're kind of stuck in each dimension and octave until you enliven the space with your ever-presence, your God source, your truth. You're coming into a balanced, neutral state for the body and mind where you can witness and experience any and all expressions of life if they're aligned with your heart space. It's a choice. As an alchemist, to want to live a life of heart-based compassion for yourself. So choose to add higher vibration and higher understanding to this healing process for yourself. Give yourself a break here. Be a better friend to yourself, especially right now. We are all the humans, all the sentient life, that means other than human, here on Earth and everywhere else. But the Earth ship moves in a really fast motion right now to the other side of the Milky Way, with all kinds of unknown quantum possibilities and new realities that have never been reached in consciousness before. That's why we cannot stay in ritual. We can't stay in the consciousness of past expressions. It's like we just reached the playground of life, and all of life is within it, but you get to choose. How much time in your body do you allow the trauma or the thoughts of past discretions? Come on, stop rewinding that tape. Pull the tape out, throw it in a fire, and let's move on if that's the ceremony you need. Come on. You see, it's your responsibility. It's your body. It's your space. You are the alchemist, working with universal fields of existence to make a life, to choose a life here on earth, to continue the service of your soul. That's big work. Neutral observer allows you to this place of service to your soul. Stop giving the time to the suffering. And let's start giving time to the magnificence. I do hold mentor sessions where we get together and we do the alchemy right there live, where we embody the all together. We meet weekly on a live Zoom call and we do the alchemy right there. I draw it in front of you as you see it and feel it, and we move energy together to bring you to a new choice. So you can contact me to learn more about the mentor program. I love to work with people in this way. This is my favorite way of working with people. I only have a limited amount of people I can work with, so I am taking new clients right now for the mentor service. I will be starting that within about 3 weeks, so please contact me as soon as possible if you'd like a space. I do have an upcoming class in October to teach holographic healing. It's a powerful hands-on modality for assisting yourself and others in rewiring the auric field so the balance and compassion can be embodied. so you can embody the all. As we move closer to seeing our truth, let us be kind with ourselves as we are so many versions of consciousness. Let us embody the all with kindness and love, moving the energy within you to glory. Many blessings.